Alright, well, I guess we'll get... What's up? Welcome to Everybody Laughs Podcast. I'm Brendan Ridge.
I'm CN.
I'm Bo Stanger.
And we got a special guest, Bo Stanger.
Yeah, he wanted to tell it before, we announced it.
But no, but
I was following your lead, motherfucker. I've never seen somebody breathe so hard sitting down.
She just didn't going down steps, motherfucker.
Yeah, you should see him going up the attic steps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I said that should be called death row for a black man with POCD. That's just fucked up.
POCD?
Well, CO, whatever.
And dyslexia.
Yeah. First of all, I want everybody to edit that out. That's rough.
No, we're keeping all of it.
No, we're not.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so how you doing, Bo?
Hanging in, man. Hanging in like your POCD.
That's right. Just don't know.
As long as I got this, I'm good to go.
That's what I'm talking about. I have vodka. I do vodka for the holidays.
You like that little sidebar I set up?
I say it's so nice because the other times it wasn't.
Yeah,
He's learning, y'all. He's learning. So first of all,
yes,
we one of the things we do here is that for 2025 we're trying to get Brendan Ridge a date.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, because let me tell you, it happened in 2024 and 2023. Motherfucker went dateless. For 365 twice. It's rough.
Can you help us out?
You think you can help him out?
What am I getting greased down right now?
I'm just saying.
Starting off with a grease?
Well, see, that's the gay shit I say to him. No, we trying to find him a date.
Yeah.
And, because I think he's in the closet. Okay? And he says he's not.
You see what I gotta deal with?
So if we find him a date, we can find out.
And if you agree with them,
Yeah.
Everybody
gotta go.
Everybody who's done it before doesn't agree in the beginning, but by the end of the podcast, they're thinking, whew, homosexual.
Man, if you knew what your friends did behind the bedroom doors, you wouldn't even go to dinner with them.
Are you trying to tell us something?
Yeah.
Telling you straight up.
Yeah, well, that's really true. You know what I mean? The motherfucking
Les Wexner's pretty popular.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's on the Epstein list. So,
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but I know what the Epstein list is.
You don't know who Les Wexner is?
No.
So, when you go to New Albany,
Yeah.
every white fence that you see, he bought that shit.
Really?
I work there, so I know who he is.
Yeah.
I work in New Albany.
He owns the
They're
entire
just about
shit.
to say everything in New Albany.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
And
he just sold it back to everybody.
Yeah, which he's really more richer because everybody's out there. Meta's out there. We're out there, which is AWS. Google's out there. Intel's out there. And he owned all the land before they
Oh, and he probably got more money now because
Yeah.
the price of everything. And
Well, you know how it goes. So, Bo, let me ask you a question.
What's up,
You
boss?
run the attic.
Yes, sir.
So, do you call yourself a businessman or a comedian?
I identify as a comedian.
As a comedian.
And it's interesting that you asked that question because out of all the stuff that's happened over the last few years, LGBTQ2AX,
Yeah, British
whatever
people.
whatever letters are going to be added on.
Yeah. BRENDON.
I've always identified as a comic. So, like, if I'm at a funeral, I'm going to be the first motherfucker that says some dumb shit that people are a little bit upset about. And then I'm going to have 3 of my homeboys in the corner that are like, yeah.
Okay.
And it's
So
worth
you're a
it. Like, I'll take 3 versus 300. I'll go, this is Sparta.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Well,
so you take the 10% and figure,
Yeah. All day. You know how fucking boring it is to talk to somebody that doesn't have a sense of humor? How many relationships?
I wouldn't possibly know.
How many relationships have you lost because you're like, no, she doesn't got it?
Oh yeah, a couple of them. Because and it's hard. It's very hard when people don't. When I'm nervous, I laugh, right? So at a funeral, I may laugh. I may be just like you, but that's because
I usually fart.
Well, I don't do that. Not in public. And if you go in the bathroom after me, there's some issues. But
but that makes me think because like when I haven't been doing comedy long, but when I decided, okay, I'm going to be a comedian, right? And then work a regular job too, right? I had to like remind myself like not everybody is in constant joke mode. or
No.
like constant. Even comedians, I learned like I'd go into conversations with comedians. It's not that I was like trying to bid out on them, but I just very lighthearted joking, and it was almost like they looked at me like, "What are you doing right now? Like making jokes? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?"
There's a real hard median in between the freeways on both sides because, you know, that's why you have a green room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the headliner needs their head space
Right.
before the show. They don't need people coming up to them like, "Oh my God, I saw you on Just for Laughs in 2013. You're my favorite. Get the fuck out of here." Right? Like, they have a job to do. Okay? I don't walk up to you when you're walking into fucking Tim Hortons to clock in for your shift and be like, "How many extra sausage do we have today? Do you have any idea what type of temperature the croissants are? Do you have?"
You don't ask a doctor to fucking perform surgery on you when you first meet him.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the fucking night.
And the first thing you ask a
Keep your
comedian is to
space.
tell them a joke.
Yeah.
That's so weird to have
Dude,
when people do that.
I got pulled over coming from a comedy show down in Florida, and I'll tell you this because I want to get this shit straight for all the comics. My first 5 years, my biggest payday was a pitcher of beer and 6 chicken wings. That was my biggest payday in the first 5 years that I did comedy. And I got pulled over because said chicken wings slid across the bench as I was turning left, and I reached down to grab them, and I swerved.
Right.
And I got pulled over. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the cop said, "Where are you coming from?" I said, "A comedy show." He said, "What were you doing there?" I said, "Comedy." And he was like, "Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke." And I was like, "Nah, fam. That's not how the fuck this works, bro."
At all. And people don't get that, though.
Man.
People think you're
Then I
trying to be
proceeded
funny.
to lock my own keys in my car.
You had a hell of a night.
Still went home, didn't go to jail. Let's go.
Right.
Where are you from? Because I hear an accent.
Boston, originally.
Cool.
Yeah.
An Eastern accent. So you've been away from Boston for how long?
I've been in Columbus off and on for about 17 years.
Okay.
I went to Chicago for a little bit. I went back to Boston. Went down to Florida. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. I kept coming back to Columbus.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Columbus is
I just
weird
made
to me.
good friends here.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It's a good time. I like the city. I've
Yeah.
been 2 years. It's like it's a good sense of community and the different scenes. And
that's the thing. Is like on Thanksgiving, I get 82 texts from friends.
right.
Not like people that are like, "Hey, Bill, happy Thanksgiving. Can I perform at the end next
Yeah.
week?" You know?
Don't they work on your nerves though when people
Oh,
ask you like
come
that?
on, man. Dude, when
All right, I'll stop.
when
All
she,
I'll
yeah,
stop.
right,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay,
Stop texting me, bro.
All right, my bad.
But like when Chappelle came through the first time, I had 720 phone calls
Really?
in one day,
Wow.
and the majority of them were either journalists, reporters, the news, and or mostly comics that were like, "Yo, let me do 5 minutes."
Yeah.
What? You don't even have 5 minutes.
Really?
You've been doing the same 5 minutes
Yeah, over and over again.
for the last 2 years. You know, like if you were being exploratory, then by all means I might, you know, kick you some grace. But at the same time, it's like it's really wild to see people try to, I don't know,
Well, before we wanted
just
to,
hopscotch, leapfrog.
Big. That's what I call it. Big. It's like Halloween. Because once Halloween starts, that's when you send your kids for the next 2 months out to big. From Halloween, Thanksgiving to Christmas, it's all big, big, big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In which I'm a big beggar, so I go along with that shit.
Yeah.
But I have 17 grandkids, and the motherfuckers keep calling me Grandma.
Jesus Christ,
Oh, yeah.
17 grandkids.
I witnessed. Yeah,
You give no Christmas presents.
Oh, yeah, give them all. I am a Christmas present giving motherfucker. You just don't know.
That's Black Santa.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love the whole holiday season. You know what I mean? And because I have so many grandchildren.
I witnessed
it's
him
real
hang
nice.
up on his 6-year-old grandson though.
Okay.
Like he is ruthless. He will just hang up on anybody.
Hang up on your ass.
But-
Hang up on
all
your
the
ass.
time.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, they get something though. They get, and the thing about my grandchildren is
It's like getting a Purple Heart.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. My grandson was telling that to my fiance tonight. He was like, "Well, you know, you got to know Grandpa. Okay, he's gonna talk crazy. Although if you need help, he's the person you call. Okay, but you better understand he's gonna be talking crazy first though, because your feelings will get hurt."
How old are you, Sam?
I am 62 years old.
Wow, that's the first time we got an answer.
Yeah, and how old are you?
38.
Really? And how old are you?
31. Yeah.
Okay.
Kid's fucked.
Yeah, I'm twice his age, and we got the same hairline. He put that motherfucking hat on because
Listen, when Larry was here, I filmed the episode without my beanie, right?
Yeah.
And the cameras do me dirty. Dude. Listen.
Oh shit!
So you gotta figure what's going.
We might have to refilm that episode. I mean, it was bad, dude.
Dude, it would be so funny if you borrowed Larry's hair for that episode and then shaved his head. And
No. What was worse was he said, "So Larry, how's the jungle fever treating you?" I had to almost spit up. I had to say, "Hold on, let's turn this way for a little bit because that was a good question." Larry was like, "Motherfucker."
You know, Larry loves his black women.
And the thing is, he has to go off scent of smell, because he has no idea at this point. But I have seen Larry where somebody will be like, "Damn, homegirl in the front row is fine as shit." He'd be like, "Black girl with the fat ass." I'm like, "Larry, what the fuck?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't see some of bitch, but you can see that though.
It's selective sight, I think.
Yeah. When you see him over there swiping on Tinder.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got retinitis, something he said. He told us, and Larry's a very funny person.
I love Larry,
but he's weird. Okay, that's why him and Brendan get along so well.
Hey, before we move too far along from the Boston, being from Boston, do you claim Marky Mark?
Fuck no.
They're the richest motherfuckers in Ohio. These motherfuckers is rich.
Is that crazy?
I'll go to Hollywood Casino right now, go right across the street, steal a car from his dealership. Fuck
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, them motherfuckers is, they got that money.
Yeah.
But did you know who they were when you left?
Pretty much everybody knew who Mark was, and with that family, Mark and Donnie, and New Kids on the Block and all that type of fucking shit. They were like almost the original boy band, so it was kind of a global storm. It wasn't even just like big in Boston; like they fucking blew up.
Yeah. But they didn't blow up here first. They blew up in Europe first, and then they came back here and they was like, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean?
Well, they blew up in Boston.
Maybe in Boston.
Then they started touring, and then they started bouncing around the globe. And I mean, they were bigger than life. But at the same time, fuck you, man.
Oh yeah, they ain't make no money though. They ain't make no money in the beginning because their manager, who went to prison, because these New Kids on the Block and two other ones.
What was it? The dude from NSYNC.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Lou something.
Yeah, Lou Rexler.
Yeah.
And so he went to prison because he was stealing all their money.
Yeah.
And I heard he was fucking half of them. So,
Well, maybe he better call Puffy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. He probably in the same cell.
I don't doubt it anymore.
Cuddling.
Oh, wow. It's so nice to see you, Lou. You too, Puff Daddy.
I've been waiting for him to catch you, buddy.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say about Diddy is you can't trust a man with that shiny of lips.
Woo, that's why your boy LL Cool J stopped sucking on his lips, because that shit just makes you look gay. You know what I mean? So let me ask you.
Shout out gay people.
Oh, we don't care.
We love it.
So do you have to, if you're a bisexual, do you have to be a homosexual first?
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't.
English, if you will.
Yeah, why do you ask?
No, so there's a test that you can do to see if you're bisexual or homosexual or heterosexual.
Is it like putting a dick in your mouth?
I want to.
And you suck on the bitch?
No, I think they start on the forehead, and then they just see like how interested you are as it goes down.
Really? Whoa, I'll be down.
Yeah.
I'm beating your ass, okay?
Yeah, it's called molestation.
Oh, yeah. Molest.
It's the Kenzie
Not
scale.
more. What? The who scale?
The Kenzie scale. So it tests like how straight or
Not straight.
yeah. Well, I mean, however you want
Is
to
this
put
some
it.
bullshit or is this
No,
real?
this is a real thing. This is a real scale. I think the guy studied at Stanford, but
Just ignore any camera stuff. I do have to do a little bit move around during it. Don't slow down.
all right, well, quit fucking up.
Alright, my bad.
My goodness. My goodness. I've been saying that for years, y'all. And this is one of the reasons he can't get a woman. Well, the other reason is, y'all know what I
I'm
think.
just glad it's just one of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you got lots of reasons. But, so you're from Boston. You came out here to do comedy, or you just...
Oh no, I got sent to military school for fighting.
There you go.
I got kicked out for fighting.
Military school?
Yep. So lesson not learned.
Where at?
Yeah.
How, Indiana? We used to say, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
And my roommate was from Dublin. So when I came here, it was a really big culture shock to me.
My bad.
Because...
Like Dublin, Ohio, or Dublin, Ireland?
Dublin, Ohio.
Alright.
The fakest Dublin. Where they
Did you
have...
hear him, y'all? He asked the man. We're in Ohio.
My
next to
family's
Dublin.
from Ireland, you bastard. Alright,
Not
so...
nobody knows. If you go to Ireland, the motherfuckers ain't gonna say, hey. They gonna be like, who the fuck are you?
I was just there 2 years ago, alright?
So how you gonna lie? A year ago. But go ahead.
Anyways.
Well, when I came here, it was like, you know, in my old neighborhood, I was like, oh shit, your family's got a car? That's dope. And then when I came to Dublin, I was like, what the fuck? Everybody in your family's got a car?
Really?
Is it because of a city thing or a money thing?
Both. But
Okay.
to see 5 Dodge Durangos in a fucking driveway is like kind of fucking alarming. Yeah. When you've been riding around in a 94 Chevy Astro van.
Oh yeah. That's so bad.
For 20 fucking years.
That was an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, that was a
But
bad
I had one too.
It was a bad
His said free candy on the side of it too.
We ain't no plates on that bitch.
We shoved all 17 grandkids in that motherfucker.
They are, like, all my grandsons, 4 of them, 5 of them are as tall as me. Okay, and they're not 15. Okay, so.
That's repulsive.
Not to me. What's repulsive is none of them motherfuckers have no athletic ability. You're like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous. Matter of fact, one time they
have one of those folding tables that they type on.
Oh, it's just sad because like we was in Missouri and they were little and you know the white kids were terrible and they thought, oh, we're gonna be safe. We got 2 black kids on the team. That motherfucker got out there and was fucking up. I was so embarrassed. Because some of my friends were like, hey, are those your grandkids? And I was like, yeah. That motherfucker's like, well, you wasn't good when you started. Bitch, I wasn't as bad either. They was sorry.
See, and I can't see why you're not getting more support from your family.
Oh, they love me.
So we were talking shit about every member of his bloodline.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't even started yet. You don't even know. I'll go to my mom in a second.
Yeah.
She's a heifer. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Your mother's a heifer?
Well, you know.
Beautiful heifer.
Tell her I said, what up, though?
Oh, she'll see this one day. Like,
what's up, Ma? What's good?
She'll be like, that son of a bitch. But she don't want me to curse. So, you know.
So, I was so surprised, honestly, that Cian's family, you know, mom was still alive at his age and everything. I was just so happy for him. And then we'll be on the phone and he'll be like, my mama's calling, and he'll just straight hang up on me. So it's just so, I just admire their relationship.
Well, I do whatever she says, basically, because, you know, she's only got so long to live. And, you know, all this fucked up shit did to me growing up, there's no way she's going to heaven. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
She beat the hell out of us, okay?
Is this dead?
No.
Ah, she got that multi-record.
That's our audio.
Yeah, it's a weird thing here. You just don't even know. We're starting out
Grassroots,
small. Yeah.
what they call it.
So let me
I
ask you.
smoked grass.
Yeah, I did too. In the real grass.
You got
I
some?
found out it's a weed. No, but I will tomorrow. I just got back from Indianapolis.
Everybody always tomorrow.
I can't. My old lady doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. So when I go to Indianapolis, I don't bring any weed with me because.
What?
I don't know. That's what I say
shit.
too.
All right,
And then he gets on camera and tells on himself.
she doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink.
She's a vegan. Okay. And I'm a carnivore.
And you eat barbecue like a motherfucker.
Shit, I'm a black man from the South. Of course I do.
Yeah.
But I stopped for a while though because I was trying to see what it was like not to eat meat.
It sucks.
Oh my goodness, does it?
And you don't even feel better.
He was getting.
And there was a mother picking up weight. So how the fuck you pick up weight and you don't eat meat?
How are you gonna see a fat vegan?
Yeah, no. See, well.
And that's the question that.
Because they fry everything.
Oh my God, they motherfuckers, and then they have such an attitude. Every vegan I ever met.
Yeah, because they're depressed.
I don't know. Well, Molly's really happy, but she still, when she if she goes to someplace and she explains, she's like, "I'm vegan, so now you're stupid. So let me explain to you what that means." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's very uppity." And every vegan I met is like that. I just want to slap the shit out of all of them. Bitch, y'all still.
Yeah.
Y'all started off eating meat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's wrong with y'all?
And why do you keep wanting to eat food that tastes like meat?
And make it look like meat. And I'd be like, and my mom, when I
I'm
first
tired
started,
of that shit.
I said, "Mom, she doesn't eat meat." She
Do
said,
whatever the
"What's wrong
fuck
with
you
her?"
want. You want to forge a salad in the public park? Fine. I don't give a shit. But don't come to me asking for fucking fresh Parmesan and some fucking balsamic vinaigrette, you cunt. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, I didn't say that part. I didn't go that far. But honey, he was talking about somebody else.
I'm talking about somebody else. Her name's April.
Oh, April, damn.
April.
She lives right down the street.
I'm just glad we're not specific about it.
Well, we won't call no names.
You got a question or you want me to ask a question?
Go ahead and ask the question, because I do have one.
All right. Why do you drink?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I feel like we all got our own reasons.
Why don't you just show a picture of him and put it in the camera?
This is going to be my headshot one day, right?
And I'll say a little bit on that before. It's like I feel like some people drink because they just want to. They came to the terms that they like drinking, they want to. And some people have a real issue with it, and some people are depressed, but some people they just like it. So
I'll cover all of those.
okay.
Number one, I am depressed.
Okay.
Have been for a long time.
Why?
Everything goes back to childhood, Pops. You know that.
Well,
So, you got a little bit of trauma. You deal with it the way you need to.
yeah, we drink.
Sometimes I drink so that I can forget. Sometimes I drink so that I can remember. Sometimes I drink to get loose. Sometimes I drink to stay tight. Like there's a madness to the method when it comes to this type of stuff. And honestly, with just like anxiety, there's days that I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and I went to bed at 11, and I cannot go to bed. So I might sit in the living room, rip a couple of shots, write some jokes, wake up the next day, take a long walk, smoke about 4,600 cigarettes.
He's got to go, y'all.
And get back to the day, But it's interesting. Perfect time for a hiccup.
Sit out loud.
I had a night with a girlfriend that went sideways.
Okay.
As soon as we turned the corner, I saw all the barrels, I saw all the lights, I was like, fuck, this is a checkpoint. I'm fucked. She wasn't feeling well. I already had like 2 or 3 whiskeys. So when we pulled up, I was in her car, and obviously it's not my license, registration, blah, blah, whatever, so they're immediately like, get the fuck out of the car, right?
Yeah.
And, that was one of those situations where I'm like, damn, like, I actually caught a case for being a good person. Like, I wasn't actually fucked up. I'm probably more functional than most of the officers that are on this scene right now. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, shit
Some
went...
of them are probably drunk too, so.
Legalities.
Shit went sideways. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of them things, like, I didn't actually get a DUI. I got a reckless op, which is fucking stupid, because how are you going to give me a reckless op when I wasn't recklessly operating something?
Is that their way of trying to give you a lesser of a blow?
That's like me murdering somebody and then giving me an assault charge. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Either I did it or I didn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I didn't blow. I went to the joint, and I remember sitting there.
What did you have tonight?
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. We were all packed in the back of the bus. And we get to the pod, the drunk tank, and everybody starts asking me, like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I was like, all right, well, you know, tomorrow you're going to go for first arraignment. Mm-hmm. You know, your job as a representative of yourself is to say not guilty. You're going to seek further legal counsel, blah, 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 whatever. And, like, after a few minutes, they started calling me Cool Hand Luke because they thought I was just like...
You knew this shit.
I was the jailhouse lawyer, you know? And then at about 3 in the morning, they started dropping off the powdered egg sandwiches.
Okay.
Right? And there was a bunch of fellas that were just passed out, and they would just set the sandwich on their chest. And I would just go and grab their sandwich. And then I'd set them all up in the corner, and I just built a powdered egg pillow for myself.
Oh, wow. Well, you didn't drink or you didn't eat. You just built a pillow off of other people's shit. When I woke up, I was going to be mad.
I could have respected you eating it, but, you know.
Oh, I ate one. Yeah.
Yours, and then fucked over.
I didn't know those fuckers were asleep.
Wow. Powdered egg sandwich.
I mean, I gotta say, it's the creativity, you know, it's impeccable.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, and to this day, I will never not laugh about this. I remember seeing this dude in, like, chino khaki shorts and Sperry slip-ons and a button-down polo, and we got our hygiene kits after we got to our pots, and he's sitting there brushing his teeth in the mirror and combing his hair, and it just hits him all at once. He's like, fuck, I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my car. And just watching this guy fucking talk while multitasking and crying was the most hilarious fucking thing I've ever seen.
It just goes to show anybody can get there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Dude, 24 hours before, that dude was probably on top of the city.
Oh yeah. It's a terrible thing when you go to jail. Yeah. And if you haven't been before, then it's like disorientating like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll scare people. You know, you gotta be ready to bang.
You ready to bang what?
In what way?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I heard they do some gay shit in prison, but what the fuck in the county jail?
Yo, get another bowl of ice, motherfucker.
Here, I'm just saying, we got to be banging for. Are you fighting in jail, in county jail? I don't know because I don't, go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
What's that black privilege?
No, it's just I got that smooth skin and I think they were trying to snatch me up for a lifestyle, so.
Smooth skin, you got more bumps on your face than Morgan Freeman, motherfucker.
This is why I say that I need to be able to pick the guests, okay? This is the second reason to keep letting you pick these motherfuckers and see what we get.
So, it's interesting, because when you're talking about drinking, it almost sounds like it's all mental, right? It's like, it's almost like you can decide, but so, for the other night, Saturday, you celebrated the 2-year anniversary.
Sure,
awesome night.
How'd it go?
It was phenomenal.
It was great, and he's performing, and clearly you've been drinking, but like, see, for me, I cannot drink before a set.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're new at this, but
yeah, but
he's old hat.
Still, if I don't feel totally present, like, I feel like it shows.
Well, let me answer the question really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Thing about drinking.
Oh, shit.
So, when I first started out, and I'm not even joking about this, when I go up on stage, my dick would get small. So I was nervous.
Well, you could feel it or something,
Oh
shrinking?
no, I could feel the shrink. And then
That thing must be a foot long.
then when I started getting better, it started to swell up.
Oh, you started getting turned up.
Get a little girth going, get a little length.
My leg.
And I was like, oh shit, my dick's down here. I'm getting good at this. But
that's your radar, huh?
it really is a thing for a lot of people, like, to navigate. Oh, nice. Thanks for keeping your fucking sounds on.
It's not personal. He's done that every episode. He will get a phone call, okay? He will answer the phone call, bro. Okay?
Let me just say this. In the beginning of this whole thing, they said, hey, this is our podcast. It's Just for Laughs, and I'm Brendan, and who did I say
everybody laughs. You don't even know the name of our podcast?
I don't give a fuck, okay? That's not what I'm saying. This is my podcast, motherfucker. So,
Alright, don't worry, you just got a text from one of his 1,700 grandkids.
17.
Yeah.
Well, that's his excuse as to why he won't even put the thing on vibrate. But, you know.
Why you put yours on vibrate? It's a whole different thing. Go ahead, tell him.
Yeah, he keeps it between his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Is that wrong? I mean,
yes, a little bit.
So I will say this, though, as far as, like, drinking, smoking, you know. There's a lot of folks that don't drink or smoke until after the show.
Yeah.
And I'm all good with that. Like, I'm never going to pressure anybody, like, oh, no, hit this shit, loosen up, blah, blah, have a shot.
It's not that I don't want to, I just know myself.
No, and that's the thing, is like, you have to know yourself. And the thing that you have to do that's most important is make sure that you're not chasing the fucking dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Like a junkie.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, you gotta explain.
If you get buzzed up one night and somebody gives you a set and you go up there and kill it, don't take that day and try and condense it into some sort of chemical formula that's gonna make you perform well every time you get up.
Because it doesn't work.
It doesn't. And the thing is, like, you know, I mean, I've gone up there fucking faded, bro, and killed.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone up there stone cold sober and bombed, you know, and that's okay. Like, it all comes down to how you govern yourself, you know.
Maybe
a golf cart's only supposed to go so fast. It's still fun, but it's only supposed to go so fast.
So, why do you drink?
Why do I drink?
Yeah, you got a goddamn beer right there.
Get drunk.
Yeah.
Why do you roll smoke?
No, listen. Honestly, I don't like to be drunk.
Sing about them songs that you wrote.
That's Bill Cephas right there.
So you know what's funny is...
And it's funny that I know who these, and you don't.
It's not funny.
That's Hank Williams Jr. right there, buddy.
You're 100 years old. Okay, and
No, he's mid to late 100s.
Yeah, I'm 1,000, bitch. Thank you very much. And I don't know why did y'all think that it's all right to talk about me, but I really, really, really am,
hey,
you know, feeling
did you
bad.
want me to answer the question or not? I just wondering.
Why just threw it out there, but it was rhetorical.
Right.
Fuck you.
No, you're gonna you're gonna answer it too, but just it's funny because like I don't drink soda, right? I'm like very
I don't either.
I'm very healthy.
The only thing I'll have is a cherry Coke with a very good meal.
I'm one of
I
those
don't like to drink when I eat.
I don't either. I don't like the alcohol.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I would.
With the food, I don't like the taste.
Yeah. Give
I'm
me
one
a
of
glass
those-
of milk.
Yeah, I'd rather that than some wine or anything.
Hell yeah.
So America, sometimes people are gonna ask you something, right? They don't actually want you to answer the question, alright?
Yeah. Okay, well, go ahead. Answer. Look,
No.
check this out. And we're looking for a new sponsor, Jameson.
The son of Jane.
Yeah. So, if, you know, he's more like the son of Sam, but still. We're going to go with it.
I have shot 3 couples on the way here.
Yeah, well.
I wish you didn't say that on camera.
Yeah, especially since he's in the car with him. But you know what I mean? That's
Well,
fine.
he drove me here, so it's on.
Yeah, it kind of helped put them people in the
Yeah.
trunk. He had no choice, though, America. He had to do it because Bo was going to shoot him next.
Listen, America, it's your last lucky strike.
Wow.
I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see a motherfucker smoking them, you know damn good and well they got problems. Okay?
I'm the J. Cole of comedy.
They don't
'Cause
smoke
got
those
problems,
too,
baby.
So answer the question, gay boy.
I like the taste. I like beer and I like wine. And
Tell your 16th nephew to shut the fuck up.
so And that's
I only
just
got
it.
3 of them.
I
No,
get.
4.
I just enjoy it. And like
Right.
I don't like to be drunk. I like to. I don't mind the buzz, but really I just enjoy beer and wine.
Well, so for me, here's the thing. Like, technically, scientifically, I would be drunk,
Okay.
but I don't like get drunk.
No.
Is it because
Is
you
that
drink so much?
A tolerance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
okay.
I'm a shanty Irish fucking asshole.
Oh, there you go.
So, like, I mean, I could slap the rest of this bottle right now.
He's probably going to.
Doesn't even matter. But the thing is, like, at the end of this, I'm gonna be talking to you the same as I was
Yeah.
talking to you when you rolled up here.
I do not like people that alcohol change their attitude or drink.
So that's called alcohol-induced schizophrenia.
Mhm.
So you ever hear somebody that they're like, "Oh, seeing great dude, but damn, as soon as he gets a couple of drinks in him, he's an asshole."
Yeah.
That's a scientific thing.
Really?
I've never heard it compared with schizophrenia because, like, weed, I can see that.
No,
with.
it is.
But no, that makes sense.
It is, and that's why you hear that. Like, oh, so and so's such a good guy, but man, after a couple of beers, what a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say about you. Man, you're a good guy, but after I have a couple of drinks,
But
you're a fucking dick.
keywords.
You blame the dick on him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. 'Cause, you know, after a couple, woo, you work on my nerves. But
Hey, I'm glad you caught that. Okay.
Turn the AC off.
oh yeah.
Not cool in the neighborhood.
Oh my God, turn the AC off.
Tired
don't
of
say
this.
that. Don't say that. 'Cause when we first started this shit, it was freezing in this motherfucker. But you know, you don't pay the electric bill, so bitch. Set some on fire. This
I went from 67 to 70 a year well ago. Right?
Whew,
Yeah.
This is rough. So I don't drink. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Just because it looks like water, you know. You couldn't have planned that, eh, brother? He just.
Hey, pick that coaster up there, drunkie.
You hurt my feelings. Y'all know how sensitive.
No, don't forget about your cereal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. I need that. See, you don't need ice, but I do. Lord knows, ice.
You want another one?
Well, I think I'd appreciate it.
Wow.
You think one more?
This
Yeah,
is
whatever.
friendship here, I think.
Dang.
Is that what it looks like, friendship? Anyway.
I think so.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a real question.
No, see, you gotta answer.
Go ahead.
Why do you drink, you punk?
Well, I drink.
Yeah.
Okay, can we turn the camera towards your ass? You the reason I drink and smoke.
Hey,
Since you find a woman, I might figure we're on equal footing, but right now,
Sponsored by Lucky Strike.
I meant weed. So, I heard you had Parkinson's.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a mother sucker.
Yeah.
You know, there's days that are better that, you know, I wake up and I'm like, I feel a little bit normal, and then my legs are kind of rubber. You know, have a hard time getting in and out of the shower and that type of stuff.
How long has it been?
April, and it's came on pretty aggressive, and I've been doing some things where, like, in the morning I have certain routines. I have everything, you know, staged out where I need it to be. So, like, my wallet, my cash, my drugs.
Gotcha.
And then, you know, like, my clothes for the next day are all set out on the chair. And it's all, like, methodical. So, like, okay, it's pants, shirt, sweatshirt, underwear, socks on top. And then I put them on all one at a time. And, man, there's been, like, some disturbing situations about this. Like, so I time these things. So the other day it took me over 7 minutes and 30 seconds to tie my shoes. And that put me in a very pissed off mood for the day. So by the time I walked out of the house and somebody said, "Excuse me, sir," I was like, "Fuck you." They're like, "Can I get a cigarette?" I'm like, "No." And then I'd walk 100 yards down the street. "Excuse me, sir." "Fuck you." And they'd be like, "Do you know what time it is?" And I'm like, "Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean." Yeah, it's.
I only knew Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali, who had Parkinson's. I've never known anything about it. So what is it?
It's a neuro situation. So basically, it's a low dopamine, which is basically what gives you happiness.
Yeah.
So over the last couple of years, I think I've had a lot of stress with the club and everything, running that. So I'm sure that didn't help, but I also had a lot of deaths.
Okay.
So
I triggered something in you.
I mean, my buddy Creeps that painted the
Take it down.
and scene.
Okay, we're gonna smoke in a second, but take it down.
My buddy Creeps that painted the emblem that I created. He passed away in his sleep, and then I had an ex-girlfriend that passed away from walking pneumonia at 27, and then my dog passed away at the age of 7, and then I got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and then the best man that I've ever known in my entire life passed away, and that was all within like 6 months.
Wow, that was a rough one there.
Yeah.
So is it too little dopamine or is it too much?
Too little.
Too little?
Yeah.
'Cause like cocaine's too much, right?
Yeah, and I also think that cocaine fucks people's heads up. You know, I've seen people just like, they go sit in the corner over there and just like, let's play Legos. And
I don't think there's a casual way to be a coke addict.
No.
You can't just casually do coke.
I do disagree with that because I've had multiple nights.
Yeah.
I don't know why I started talking like there was a fucking Nickelodeon slime in my throat. But, no, like there's been nights, the first time I ever did coke was I was fucking 15 and I was trying to fornicate with this girl, Ellie. There it is. Hey, there's a reminder.
Okay, stop.
And
You want to smoke while you're doing this?
Yeah, here's
all I do is hitting a button, so.
Here's a quick sponsor from our ads.
Shit, dopamine. It'll get you really fucked up.
Yeah.
So cocaine is one of our favorites. Okay, so cocaine does what?
Well, so I was trying to hook up with this girl. I had such a crush on her. She was 4 years older than me. And I was leaning against a tree, just fucking puking my brains out. And my buddy just walked with the key, and he was like, yo, rip this real quick. And then I was right back in the game. And then next thing you know, I was in the truck with Ellie. And it was like, all right. But the one rule that I have about addiction is you're only addicted if you do it by yourself. If you do it to celebrate something, that's different. But if you're in your own fucking house, ripping fucking bumps and lines and just taking blunts to the face and fucking shooting up heroin and all that type of shit, Mr. Sir, Mrs. Ma'am, you are addicted.
Yeah, see, I've been doing cocaine for 30 years now, and I'm not
He looked
addicted.
at his wrist. 30, oh shit, 35 years.
Yeah, 35.
All right.
I'm not addicted at all.
All right, Mr. Time. All right.
Yeah. I paid for, I paid for somebody's house, but I'm not addicted.
But that's the thing, man, is like when you get into that scene, if it's just you, you gotta step the fuck off.
Yeah, because I used to say that too. If you're sitting at home drinking by yourself, you're an alcoholic.
Anything you do by yourself, you're addicted to.
See, I think that's tough. So here's the thing, right?
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking bitches.
Yeah, women will get you
Smoking kush and crushing puss, bro.
Yeah, women. To get some women, I did a lot of things.
For me, being, I'm single, okay, live by myself. So would you say I'm an alcoholic then because I drink by myself?
And the thing about it, when you're a virgin,
I don't.
When you're a virgin, you can't be.
And here's the thing, right? Because
you were not a virgin.
No, I'm not. I lost it at 14. Okay.
Okay, and that was the last time you had pussy.
When did you lose yours?
Oh, I was 17 years old.
I was 12. Beat
Really?
both of you motherfuckers. Bang! Got him.
Yeah. That's
the
called
first time I
molestation,
did.
right?
The first time I had sex was with my teacher, and so I didn't count. I don't count that.
Way to try to top us.
Well, no, I don't count
bastard.
that. I mean, hey, check us out. I'm sorry. I've always been tall. So, you know, and when teachers become teachers, they're like 23. And I'm like, you know.
Oh, I was a freshman or sophomore in high school chasing after the senior teachers, but.
And yet,
this is the thing about, like, all right, so let's take it back to the club for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to take away from your sexual experience.
It's not going to take away.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it'll add.
Because only one of us got sexual experience.
I'll be thinking about this. Yes.
All right, but so check this. So.
Well, maybe you, but him.
Listen, Dad. When I was a fucking kid, you know, I would constantly get sent to the fucking guidance counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And they would be like, oh, well, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're messing up this, you should do that, you should join the army, you should do blah, 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 whatever. Look, yo. If I am able to constantly make the class and the teacher laugh,
Yes.
that's a fucking skill.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
by the way,
Did you recognize that early on?
this is why I didn't give a fuck about anything they ever told me.
Okay.
You went to school, then you went to grade school,
Mm-hmm.
then you went to junior high, then you
I
went to
fucking
high
Miss
school,
Badberger.
then you went to college, and then you went back to school.
Miss Baylor in college.
So what life experience do you have?
Right.
Right? So if I'm making an entire room of people laugh constantly, maybe you should have put me in fucking theater class.
Oh
or
yeah,
some
drama
shit.
class. Oh yeah.
Okay? And by the way, remember how you went from school to school back to school, and I went from school to getting kicked out of school to quitting school to owning a fucking comedy club? Remember that shit? Remember that?
Yeah. You remember that, huh?
You see that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't see that because they in Boston and you out here, but.
Well,
you know,
no, but they don't give a fuck. They're not
Do you know
following
why?
up with anybody.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Lost is lost.
No, that's not why. Do you know one of the edicts of the Board of Education is not to make you a better educated person, it's to make you a more compliant worker.
Right.
That is their job. This is not to teach you shit.
That's right.
Okay?
Bro, I saw 3 postal workers driving down the same street today. I'm like, why wouldn't you just give it to one motherfucker?
I get it.
Like, I mean, there's so much shit, but but this is how my brain operates everywhere I go. I went to fucking Hangover Easy. What's up, Hangover Easy? Like
Did
straight
you just
up.
like seance my house or something?
No, we did something.
That drink the genie
I
shit
think,
right there.
Yeah. I think I set off your fire extinguisher in the corner.
Okay. All right.
No, but like on the real, like I was walking across the street and smoking a cigarette, and the guy goes, "Yo, can I get a cigarette?" And I was like, "Nah, man." He goes, "Man, fuck you. You're wearing Jordans." I go, "Man, fuck you. You're wearing Jordans." And he just looked at me like,
Yeah, you're right.
"Damn." I was like, "Bro, what are we even doing anymore?
Yeah,
like
well,
this is
what does
so
that mean, you
fucking
wearing
insane."
Like you got enough money for Jordans? Why you ask me for a cigarette?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really, that went over your head?
Way past. I was like, holy shit. I don't understand.
So a little bit back to like the Parkinson's.
No, we want to talk
No,
about the
hold
Jordans.
on. Do you believe in miracles?
14 pairs.
Yeah. Wow.
Do I believe in miracles?
Yes.
No, but I do believe in manifestation. And,
Okay. What's the difference?
well, I think a miracle, so the cheers that I gave at the end of the 2-year anniversary was some people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
And
I believe that.
a reason could be you got a flat tire, somebody pulled over, helped you out. A season could be you broke up with your girl, somebody comes through, they hold you up, they take you out to a lunch here and there, buy you a drink from time to time, make sure that you're good. But a lifetime is always what you're looking for, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Always. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even for the both of you. Like,
Yeah.
I hope to run into
I know
you.
he can't live past a season or a lifetime, so I take this moment.
I'm gonna be around to identify his full-blooded, syphilitic ass body. Okay, I'm gonna.
But I really hope it goes as long as
And I'm gonna be
possible.
like, how did he get syphilis? I guess from his hand. Anyway, he ain't fucking no women.
I'm sorry to ruin that moment, but like you said, like the both of
Yeah,
us.
it's rough. I understand.
But the thing is I would rather run into you in Harlem and you help me out, and I'd rather run into you at Madison, Wisconsin, and you help me out.
Hey, I've been to Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to hear it.
They have an Oscar Mayer Wiener factory there.
You ever see those?
Bro, I'm in.
I told you, okay,
Are you a mustard guy?
Yeah, oh yeah. I know I ain't supposed to be.
What are you getting down on? How are you making your hot dogs?
Well, I like a little mustard.
I love
okay.
that. This is a
A
good
little
time.
onion, okay? And
You do a Chicago dog, don't you?
Oh yeah, I can do a Chicago dog.
Little
But here's the
Jordan
one problem that I have is I like to put a ketchup on it.
We won't.
And I know that people who are, I know people who
I'm not
will
gonna
cut you
scoff.
out behind either ketchup or mustard. Either one of them motherfuckers.
There's a
might
place
get
in
you fired.
Chicago called Gene and Jude's where for a long time they wouldn't even offer ketchup. Like you'd have to bring your own ketchup. That was like the whole thing.
There's a place in Grandview that on St. Patrick's Day, if you order Irish car bomb, there's a sign on the wall that says $100.
No shit.
So they'll literally give you $100 tab and be like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
No
Really?
shit.
Wow, that must be a hell of a drink.
Well, it's not.
like a
It's
stereotype,
just,
right?
it's just like, fuck you. I'm fucking Irish all goddamn year, you cunts. Like, fucking come in here and be like, oh, let me get a coffee with an Irish. Shut the fuck up.
Irish coffee is a big thing now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought they could have put whiskey in it, but you know what I mean?
Well, it's easy because people can go to work and people don't know that they're drunk.
Yeah.
All right, so you kind of answered the question. So you got into your toast, and you're kind of talking about manifestation miracles.
How many?
We can pivot,
Yeah.
but listen, if you
No,
don't learn,
it's all good.
Hey,
It's all good. It's
My
all good.
show, motherfucker.
if you don't learn to ignore it, you'll just want to stab him. And we can't have that on camera. I mean, we could. It'd be great
And
content.
if you remember, I've slammed the last one.
Listen, I really don't want Bo breaking my table or nothing, flipping it because you're just pissing him off. So if you could just bring him back.
I'm just gonna get up before I get down.
I know. See? You ever heard that? Get up before you get down?
That's a good song.
Really? I couldn't believe he knew that because let me tell you something, Bo.
Hey,
a lot of people
It's got flavor, bro.
Well, yeah, I like it too, but name all 50 stars. Like making me name all 13 colleges.
Oh, dude, that would be
Alaska,
fucking-
Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut.
And ladies. He's single ladies.
There's
He
a whole
was
song.
kind of well on his way there.
There's a whole
he
song
wasn't
they
close.
taught us.
I know,
He
from
had-
the alphabet.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's why
So
I wrote mine.
I
was
do
like,
kind of know it.
You gonna start from Alabama?
Would I make it to then? We'll never know. But
I stopped you.
There was one day I did. All right.
And homeboy's in the fucking army.
Yeah.
Yeah, but considering I was too,
Yeah.
that should tell you something.
What was your MOS?
36 kilo of the tactical
Kilo.
wire operations specialist.
So you were communications?
Yes.
It would have something to do with kilo in it.
Yeah, well, you know me. When I went to Panama, I had kilos for like $350 a whole kilo from Panama. Because the PDF, which is the Panamanian Defense Force, they was selling that shit for thousands of dollars. And one day we was pumping water at the river, and one of the boys. He was
You
drunk.
sound like you're selling cocaine.
No, he fell in the water, and I seen him fall, and I jumped in to get him.
No
And
shit.
because of that,
And you can swim. What?
I didn't say I can't swim. motherfucker.
I did not claim that.
Yeah, I can float, bitch. See, I think it's one of them black people jokes. I'm telling you now, America.
No, but
This is why we tape this shit.
Miracle, Bo, miracles are real.
No, but how quickly
Wow.
you denied.
Wow.
I did not
I said,
swim.
well,
I
because
jumped in.
I jumped in without even thinking about it, right?
A hero. I don't care what I tell people about you. You ain't that bad.
And so because of that, they gave me everything they got for cost. A pound of weed cost me $150. Everything they got for cost. Okay, and really good shit too. And we was in Gato Solo, which was like 80 clicks outside of Panama City.
80 clicks.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's on some military shit. You start talking about clicks.
That's crazy.
80 clicks. What was your, what's your MOS?
12 Tango. I'm a technical engineer. So
Yeah.
it's like the beginning phase of construction.
So you're the motherfucker that drops drones.
He's a carpenter.
No, I like land survey, test soil, draw blueprints. Yeah.
That's got to be fun in the Middle East.
Well, we'll see.
Seems like a very flat area.
Yeah, you think, but no.
Yeah, no shit. That's what the joke was, see.
See,
Have another fucking goddamn, you fucking shit.
the more you drink, the angrier you get. I mean, are you Donald Trump's little brother?
Which made me think, because he taught
No,
me
I'm his
something.
older uncle.
Yeah, you look that way. Anyway, go ahead.
Fuck you.
He's like 80.
Hey, Bo taught me something that the lack of dopamine was a sign of Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
And
Causes.
I mean, with him being angry so fucking much,
Yeah,
maybe we
man.
just made him a
Yeah.
little happier.
Yeah.
Doing shakes to him.
But if you be nice to him, then he maybe wouldn't be that way. I think that, first of all, what, you know, not to bullshit, but to say something. I think the fact that you keep going on, even though you have a debilitating disease, the fact that you keep going on and keep trying to build and keep trying to maintain, after having to deal with the shit you got to deal with, you know, privately, and you have to come out publicly and put on a face. I think that's like some really cool shit there.
Thanks,
because a
Mom.
lot of people could not even handle what
Thank
you have
you.
to go through. You know
Thank
what
you
I mean?
very much.
Yeah.
I think that that's a thing that a lot of folks don't necessarily acknowledge,
Yeah, they don't understand.
and I don't expect them to,
Yeah.
but I do expect a little smoke break. Sponsored by Lucky Strikes.
Cut the things off.
We'll be right back.
We ain't coming back, motherfuckers. Fuck y'all.
Well, I'm gonna leave that running for you.
Yeah.
That's nice of you to say, man.
That's very true, though.
It's a hard thing, man.
Oh, I bet. Come on.
We good. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we back on?
We all.
Really?
Yeah.
As we left, Brendan had to go use the bathroom, and he's got diarrhea, ladies. It's a catch. He's a real catch. So,
Yeah.
just want to tell y'all.
Catch a toilet.
Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
staying right in front of the camera.
Oh, look at him. He's supposed to be a Christian, you know. He curses so much. I just don't know what's going on. My feelings are so hurt.
He's not a Christian.
Oh my God, if he was, Lord.
What do you mean I am?
Yeah, but kinda. Okay. So,
I'm very honest one.
Trying to get your black ass in here.
yeah, Brendan, get your black ass in here. Ain't that pitiful? Hey, y'all don't know the things I know. Okay, so
I'll tell you.
like it's December, okay?
Yep.
And we're gonna do all our podcasts starting in January because we're gonna build us up what we're trying to do is build us up a groundswell of people. You know, we want people to know who we are and what we're doing. And you know, I came to Ohio. I didn't even know where the fuck it was when they first told me I was going. They said Columbus. I thought they meant Georgia. And they was like, fuck no, Ohio. And I was like, holy shit. So I got out there, and I was so bored, I really didn't know what to do. So, you know, I decided, okay, let me go hang out at the comedy clubs. You know, and I came, and I went to the attic. And it was way up them fucking steps. And I was like, oh my God, there's a joke, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Where Anne Frank used to kick it.
oh my goodness, and it's like, woo, Lord, it's kind of climbing them motherfucking steps. So then I was like, okay. So then the next week, I asked Bo, I said, hey dude, can I get on? He said, next week. And next week I came there, you know who I was.
Funny story actually.
So it hurt my feelings. I was like, what the fuck? You said I could come in here? And he's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, I had to remind him. He said, "Who's CN?" I said, "He's that big old black guy that talks about pussy all the time." He goes, "Which one?"
Well, and first of all, I'm not black. I am brown.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
You know what? I used to actually bring that up when
Yeah.
when I was in school. I would say, why are white people called white if they're peach?
Yes.
And how come black people are called black if
If they're
they're brown?
Yes.
And then I
Just
got
lazy.
I got into multiple troubles.
Yeah, no shit.
So I went to religion class, which I did not sign up for. And I said, how did Jesus start Christianity if he was Jewish? And they were like, blasphemy. Get out.
Oh, hold on. Time out. We're going there. Okay?
Oh, let's
We're
go.
definitely going there. Okay.
All right,
but
let's go.
before we go there.
What are you going to interlude?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking lewd?
Because before you go there, I want people to understand. See, you're a club owner and you're a comedian. Okay. But you've been doing it for how long?
Since 08.
Okay. Me and Brendan's been doing it for a year. All right. And there's a lot of people out there like us, who, like me especially, who didn't know what the fuck to do. How do you go about it? And I'm still wondering. I still want to ask you, as somebody, an OG in the game, somebody who knows what's going on, how does a person like us start out?
So the best way to go about it really is, number one, don't blitz the booker as you're coming into the club. Go to the club. Get a feel for the club. Figure out what's going on. Understand what the schedule is. Offer your services. It's not a really rough proposition. I mean, all things considered, you go in, you support the joint, just like you would anywhere else, and then after a while, you get treated as a regular. It's not. I have people that come down from Cleveland, Detroit, and over from Chicago, Indianapolis, and Philly, Pittsburgh, Lexington.
Damn.
They all, hey, how do I headline this club? Well, you come first. All right? Just like you do with your girl.
You can't come first, because that's a problem.
Well, that's how babies are made.
Unless you really got a name for yourself. It's like,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, people don't really look at the tall end respect of what the situation is. And, I mean, like I said earlier, my first biggest payday was a pitcher of beer and 6 chicken wings.
I think that's part of the problem is they don't even know what they don't know, right?
No.
It's like they're
Especially COVID time comics.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, oh, I'm just trying to hang out with people. And then as soon as there's a club that opens up, they're like, how much time, how much money? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
There is no fucking money for you. And as a matter of fact, now that you're being an asshole, there's no fucking time for you.
So,
Like, show up, support the fucking joint, promote the joint, and also, like, if you're a comic, promote your fucking shows. Like, how the fuck am I gonna know where you are unless you tell me where you're gonna be?
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So, whether it's your website, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, like, there should be a schedule that's listed. Comics, listen, you fucking assholes. Every goddamn motherfucking show that you have, list it at the end of every Instagram post so that people know you're going to be here on the 11th and on the 17th and on the 21st and on the fucking 30th. It's stupid. Tell people where you are. If you don't, they don't know where you're going to be.
yeah, I think it kind of shows that you actually believe in what you're doing. It's like,
Oh, you think so?
yeah, it's like, how you gonna say you're doing something, but you're not even promoting your own crap,
Well, that and the fact that, how do you do it? I mean, you're a business owner now, okay, and you run around at the attic, you know everybody, you know the game. Unfortunately, he didn't know who I was, and that really hurts my feelings.
I still don't know who he is.
Seeing as how I won his fucking comedy
That's just
show,
for his
I won
mental
his comedy
sanity.
show the one night, and then the other night I still beat everybody in Columbus, but yet they don't know me. It's hurt my feelings. But
welcome, first year.
no shit. And that's one thing that people have, and this is the real deal. First year people think because they told a couple of jokes and a couple of people laughed that they're funny or that they're in it. You know what I mean? But they're really not. You know what I mean?
No.
So why don't you explain it to us? Why don't you run that down to us?
Well, the thing with stand-up for me is it's the only true love that I've ever had in my life.
Really?
And that includes every ex-girlfriend I've ever had.
Has there been a problem with
Shout out ex-girlfriends. What's up, cuz? Ah!
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's a real thing. And when you treat it with that respect, then it becomes you.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a way that you can get up there and get down without having some sort of responsibility or what are you fucking tag teaming shit.
Oh. Talking about responsibility. I'm just carrying them out right now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Shit.
I had to respond to you to responsibility.
Oh, wow. Did you hear that? He had to respond to him about responsibility. This is some wonderful shit. Y'all should be lit, right? Y'all got a pencil? Y'all writing this shit down, right?
So, like, coming into this, was one of your goals to kind of create a circuit or a process to develop other comics? Or was it just like, let's have a comedy club?
The only thing was, can we put the funniest people that are reasonably in the circuit and around within the region of the nation that we can put up and get them going, you know? Like Neff's a perfect example. Like, I talked to him about a year and a half ago and said, you know, I think you got the stuff. I'd like to give you a residency, you know, every Thursday's yours. And he took that shit so serious. And then he started getting down. And it was really immaculate to watch somebody come from basically nowhere. You know, he's a great comic. All the comics in town know him.
Yeah.
But for him to come in and basically do a takeover, you know, like, here's what we're doing, here's how we're running the show, this is what I got, this is who I'm booking. You know, we've been filming this mockumentary for last year plus. That we're getting ready to wrap up, and you know, it's gorgeous. Like, this is what I said last anniversary, which was not taken very well. So I said, all right, there's about 120 comics around town ish. Out of those 120, about maybe 50 are reasonably funny. Out of those 50, 25 of them are going to be shitheads. Out of those 25, 4 are going to get engaged. 4 are going to get pregnant.
Yeah.
4 are going to go to jail.
See?
So at the end of the day, out of that 120, we really only have like 1 to 3% of what's actually in the game and who can carry it to the next level.
Yeah. So
my whole job is to get you to the next level. And I'm not saying that like Jerry Seinfeld drives me fucking crazy because he always tells people like, this is why this is funny, this is why that's funny, this is why that's not funny. Like, fuck you, dude. There's a whole bunch of people that can say things a whole bunch of ways. I mean, shit. I went on for the 2-year anniversary, and I sat up there while Nina Simone played for about 2.5 minutes. I didn't say a word. I just stared at people.
Yeah, it was funny.
So
He only looked a little bit crazy.
yeah,
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
and I'm good with that.
But that's what made it funny.
You know.
I think, yeah.
But to do that for 2 minutes
Yeah.
on an anniversary show, like you gotta fucking know comedy to do that shit, right? So I'm trying to get people that know what fucking time it is, that are trying to get to the next level, And every year, my job is to get everybody to just one more level up. Everybody.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go, don't go. You can be a hobbyist, that's fine. But, you know, if you want to get down.
Oh, but now you.
Oh, no, ain't no way in the world. That can't be my phone, is it?
Oh, my
Oh, my goodness. What the fuck? On tape? Oh, my God.
Dad?
Dad my ass.
Yeah, you can fuck mom again, that's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? Is during the anniversary show, Saturday,
Yeah.
he got a phone call, and the timing was impeccable. They played it, he played it on stage. He's like, hey, do you guys have a comedy show today? He's like, yeah, you're fucking interrupting me. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was good.
See?
That was good.
Shout out Jameson.
And I just want to say something, America. That they were talking shit about me in the phone, but you didn't see my phone ring. Not mine.
Not yet. More like
it's OG here. It's the one who knows better. You know what I mean?
First of all, show him your phone. Okay, show him it.
Look at that
No.
case.
Fold it out.
Yeah. Hold it.
He's got his government phone and his burner phone connected to the same.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Because I have another phone, but, you know.
Hey, and if you question his ability to communicate or use technology, you know it's just BS, because I don't even think I know how to use that thing, and I'm half his age, so, you know. If he hasn't called you or texted you back...
He's half my age. He keeps saying that shit, but he ain't got a woman. I've known him for a whole year. I've had like 10. And he's had none. So, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But, you know, are you as proud of him as I am? I know you are American. So, I shouldn't say America. Columbus, which really sucks, isn't it?
Oh, you look like an extra in Django, motherfucker.
Fuck, I have a problem with that movie. Totally had a problem with that movie.
Yeah, what is it?
What my problem is that Bass Reeves was a real person, okay? Mm-hmm. He was the first black U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi, okay? And they decided to make a movie instead about a motherfucker who was in 14 major gun battles and never shot once. Could shoot a gun with either hand equally as well. Came up as a slave and became a U.S. fucking Marshal, okay? And you wrote a movie about Django. Get the fuck. When this dude is totally real, they have statues of this motherfucker everywhere, and you're gonna get this stupid ass Jamie Foxx to play this movie. And then the word know what hurt me the most was to see that bastard, what's his name, Fred Jackson or somebody, you know, who was
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, the slave master dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just wanted to run and just cut the fucking screen in half. I was like, this is just terrible shit. Okay, it really is. Because, you know, first of all,
hey, we could still make that movie. Alright, doesn't mean Django is bad. Okay.
only white people would say that. And I don't mean to sound racist, but I am, so let's go with it.
I am a natural.
First of all, you look like Samuel L. Jackson and Django. Second of all, yeah.
You know what I mean? See,
what's he doing on that nag?
well, all I'm saying is that, you know, Your Honor, I didn't mean to kill him. Well, I did mean to kill him, okay? But I didn't mean to stab him that many times.
Fucking Menendez brothers?
They getting out of jail. They ain't getting out though. Because hold on, wait a second. They are trying to get out of jail. Talking about their daddy was fucking them, okay? Come the fuck on.
Well,
why you shoot your mama then? Okay?
Because she was letting them.
Then why didn't y'all run?
You don't know better.
What do you need a sandwich?
Are you victim shaming?
I feel like they shouldn't get out of prison. I feel like they killed their parents.
What if the dad was fucking them?
And again, I feel like you shouldn't get out of prison because what did you do? You didn't run. You didn't tell nobody. You didn't try to get away.
So is murder never justified?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right, so we'll say this.
Go ahead.
I hear people all the time
Uh-huh.
say that R. Kelly is canceled. And then as soon as Ignition comes on,
Right.
bounce, 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 bounce.
Okay, I don't listen to R. Kelly and I don't listen to Michael Jackson. Okay, for those reasons. Okay? For those reasons. Okay? I believe a certain way. Okay? And
When I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
And you're done.
Yeah. And when you can show me that you have, I'm against what do you call that shit where you get rid of children? No, that's some of my favorite people. I'm against abortion, right?
Okay.
Totally against it, right?
I'm so surprised.
Well, this will definitely make the podcast.
But when it comes right down to it, it's a woman's right to choose. And if a woman can't choose what to do with her own body, then it becomes, okay, that she's a slave, and I don't believe in slavery. So I believe less in slavery than I do in abortion, okay? So if a woman wants to get one, that's not my issue unless that's my baby. Okay, and how can a man tell a woman what to do? But, having said all that, okay, a lot of people base a lot of this stuff on religion. Okay? They're
That's an easy go-to, I think.
well, I think, a lot of people, because they're Judeo-Christians, okay, they believe that, even though there's supposed to be a separation of God and country and God and state, okay, they still think that everybody should be a Christian. And my one thing about all of this, as you and I know, and I'm going to ask Bo, if, a Christian means to be Christ-like, okay, Jesus was a rabbi, and he taught Jewish law. So why the fuck ain't we Jewish?
Well, I already brought this up earlier.
So now we're back to it. So now you can say what you were going to say.
Well, I'm just asking for an answer of how the fuck did Jesus start Christianity if he was Jewish?
Well, Jesus didn't start Christianity because
His
there wasn't
disciples
even a Bible for 500 years after the death of Jesus Christ. Okay? The Bible was created at the same time Christianity became a real motherfucking religion. And that was in the 3rd century BCE when the Emperor Constantine decided to make Christianity a real religion. Because before then they was throwing them motherfuckers in the lion's den. Okay, they was killing them. Now, he wanted to make it a real religion, and he even got baptized before he died.
Right.
A Roman emperor, okay?
Well,
Go ahead.
I mean, so Jesus, from my understanding, was setting an example, right, of how to follow God, how to be saved, how to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
He dies, rises again, goes to heaven. Well, he had people following him and disciples. So
Weren't they speaking the Jewish law?
they were, but it was a new way of life. So, and I think the best way to explain it was to call it Christianity, Christ-likeness, whatever, because no longer were they required to follow a law. Now they were required to follow Christ.
Christ was Jewish,
But Christ fulfilled the law.
but he was Jewish.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know what that means.
Nope.
Another phone that wasn't mine.
That's a setting.
Another phone that wasn't
Here
mine.
comes the not so top 10.
So hey, could you believe Christ was who he said he was and still believe in Jewish law?
The two can't exist.
Why not?
Because that's why Jews don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. The two cannot exist.
Well, you're speaking for a lot of people.
Well, I'm speaking for the ones that I'm speaking factually.
Speaking for a lot of people.
You know what I mean? The Jews don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. Okay? So, and Jesus was the king of the Jews.
There are Jews for Jesus nowadays.
What the fuck?
It's a thing. So,
Jesus.
I mean,
Jews for Jesus. I'll be down.
I think that's going to be you, Sierra.
Well, I don't know. It seems like if it was Jews for Jesus, he would have never knocked down the merchants' tables in the synagogue. He would have got his cut.
All I'm saying is
You know,
there's a
Jews
lot of
are. They
things.
want
This
their money.
flea market is overcharged.
Yeah, and I need my cut. You know how Jews are.
It's my money and I need it now.
Yeah.
J. Jew Wetwood.
See what I'm saying?
You got the job.
877
Suck me. You know, that is the way it is. So, what do you believe in, Bo?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Please explain.
I think you didn't know what was going on before you got here. I think you won't know what's going on before you leave here or after. So That's that.
Really?
Yeah. And what's the point of even getting fucking stressed about it? Like,
Have you always, like, when did you come to this conclusion?
when I was about 3 or 4 years old.
No.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Were your parents religious at all? Or?
Yep. We were Catholic.
Okay.
I went to church and I was like, this is fucking absolute bullshit.
Like traditional
This
Catholic
is
or
fucking
like
cunty,
practicing?
fucking stupid, tricky, fucking carny bullshit.
In America, he's very much, you know, he's kind of quiet. He doesn't like to share a lot. You know what I mean? So we had to pull all this out of people.
Tell us how you really feel about it.
Yeah. Man, keep going.
Yeah,
We're still looking for that Jameson plug.
No, I never believed it in the first place.
Really? Why not? Why not?
Because it's nonsense.
Okay.
Let me ask you something, Cian.
Yes.
Alright. Do you believe in domestic violence?
No.
Okay, cool. I don't either. But let me ask
In
you
domestic violence?
this. Let me ask you this. If I came home to a wife of many years that I've never fornicated with,
Okay.
and then she said, "Hey baby, I'm pregs." How long before you get to punch that stupid fucking bitch in the face?
You probably
Because
will do it
it
that night,
is
but-
not possible.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
Oh
so
yeah, I totally
Mary
agree.
was a fucking whore. Okay.
Her and
Whore.
her sister, man.
Whore. Lady of the night. Lady of the day.
As the Christian representative at this table, okay?
You're not doing a very good job. Okay?
No, I do
I
have
don't
to
give a
say.
shit.
So I think that there's realistic perspectives, right? Like human
In
perspective.
terms of what?
Like realistic, like human perspective, like what you just said, right? Like when we look at it from a human point of view,
All right, so you're gonna go
that's a
spiritual.
no-brainer, right?
Okay, go ahead,
And I
please.
think you would I'll use a big word. You'd be remiss if you didn't consider the spiritual context of it all, right? Like the fact that there was a bigger picture at play.
First of all, I'm not thinking about forgiving you for saying that you were using a big word that was
I know.
2 syllables.
Yeah,
Well,
2.5 is big time.
Well,
Really.
Yeah.
it's because I questioned if I actually knew what that meant or not. But you know, that's besides the point, all right?
All right.
Oh,
So
Wrong is
I
a
mean, you
different
want to
word.
run with this, fella?
sure.
Yeah.
Please let me take it. Okay, first of all, my opinion about religion is that, first of all, it's man's inability to deal with death as a finality.
Bang.
Okay? That's number one. And number two is to manipulate the weak.
Okay.
What's the biggest corporation in the world? The Catholic Church.
To this day,
It's the biggest corporation in
Elon
the
Musk
world.
is
But
a
he ain't even
billionaire.
he ain't even got a fly on the
Yeah, but
Catholic
they
waist
have the
butt.
separation between church and state, so they don't have to pay taxes. So Elon
Yeah, and they have their own state.
Yeah.
Okay, the Catholic
Okay.
Church. Okay,
Do you know what the smallest country in the world is?
the Vatican.
Yes.
Yeah, but I see as a Christian, I don't
What?
I don't believe that Catholics and Christians are the same thing.
What?
No, they're not.
Okay, then how are they not?
Because the Catholics added to the scriptures, right? Like if you go to a Catholic mass,
Uh huh.
it's different. It's not so much.
They use the Methodist Bible.
Well,
The Methodists use the
there's
Catholic
so
Bible.
like if you read the Bible, it says you shouldn't call anybody father, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their fucking main guy is called father.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a red flag to me.
Well, how about this for a red flag? Let's go back to the domestic disputes.
Yes.
All right.
This
So-
is interesting.
So, if there is a blessing, it comes from the Father.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a disaster, it comes from Mother Nature.
Okay.
So, men blame women. Fuck's sakes. You focused? You
Oh,
good?
yeah, I'm listening.
You good?
Yes.
You got your fold
no,
over?
you know what? I hope he learns how offensive this is eventually. You know,
This-
I won't though. Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep my hand here.
Okay, go ahead.
men blame women.
Blessing, Father. Disaster, Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why do we find a need as human beings to say that women are the problem when something goes wrong?
I mean,
Mother Mary, that's a virgin,
Yeah.
aka a whore that fucking cheated on her husband that she hadn't fucked yet.
Yeah. Oh,
All right. So we kind of got a little bit of proof here. I mean, I don't know, incense and myrrh and all that type of shit.
But where does the domestic come in? Because
that's the whole thing. Is domestically we are fucked, and as a world we are ruined because.
How would you define domestic? I guess just to give a better understanding.
Domestic is very easy. I care about you. You care about me. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If we sit here, live here together, that's all that matters. If we look after each other, that's it.
So
we're
if
gonna
you're
be okay.
beating your wife every night, is that okay then?
No.
Okay. All right. Because I just clear something.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So like, let's say Mary was a whore, right?
wow.
But Jesus still was.
Mary was a whore.
But Jesus.
And by lucky strikes.
But Jesus still ended up doing.
And Jameson.
Wow. And
See, I
Grey
need to
Goose.
listen up because I might hear what Cian
Yeah.
has to say about it. Let's say Mary was a whore, but Jesus still ended up being the person he was and doing the things he did.
Yes.
Does it take away from him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you gave the example of her being a virgin. You gave her to say she was pure, and that she had a pure birth. Okay. And so much pure that man didn't have anything to do with that. But we have to be realistic when we say that no woman could ever get pregnant without having the seed but having her seed fertilized by sperm.
Somebody play the Roots right now.
Okay, so that's how people get pregnant. Okay, and 2,000 years ago, when you couldn't artificially inseminate a motherfucker and shit like that, how did this woman get pregnant?
So,
Okay.
would you say you believe in any acts of God at all?
No, I believe.
No.
I believe. Listen, the Immaculate Conception.
Do you mean
is
by
not
acts
even-
of God? Do you mean like
Not figuratively, like literal. Like some people maybe,
Okay, I'm just trying to
create.
understand. So,
I mean, you could answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
well, no, I'm just saying, like, if you're saying by any acts of God, then that would be like a tornado or a fucking hurricane or an earthquake
Yeah.
or some shit.
Beyond the insurance
Right,
claim.
and by that I mean also fuck you. Earth is a thing. Kyrie Irving thinks that the Earth is as flat as this fucking table. You know what's as flat as this table? Your basketball court, motherfucker. And you know what you dribble? A very round ball
Yes. On a flat surface.
on that flat surface.
Yes.
Okay? So maybe just get in where you fit in and shut the fuck up.
Many people believe that the world was flat for a very long time.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
they're fucking, it's an evolution. Like if we come along, you can put your shit on silent or whatever, whenever you want.
Just stab him wherever you're at.
My phone didn't ring.
No, but what I'm saying is fucking, like, all right, we're gonna go across the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Are you my brother?
Yeah.
Are you my brother?
Most of the time.
Okay.
Well,
So if you guys want to go across the trail, we're gonna fucking go together, and
Yeah.
that's that.
yeah.
And anything outside of that is bullshit. So, like, when somebody sees a tornado for the first time, they're gonna think that's an act of God.
Okay.
When they see a hurricane for the first time, they're gonna think that's an act of God. When they see a tsunami for the first time, that's an act of God.
Yes.
But at the same time, no, motherfucker, we're just in San Diego, and we're fucked. Okay? So,
If you don't know how else to put it, if you don't have no anything to say, okay, most of what we learn is by experience, okay?
Right.
And if you don't have the experience to deal with that, which a lot of people didn't, that's why the most riches and the most intellectual people at the time was either the king or the pharaoh
Yep.
or the priest.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And how do you make people do what you want them to do? You give them something to love or you give them something to hate.
yep.
Okay?
Yep.
That's how you make people die for you. Okay?
Yep.
And that's what they did. They gave you a religion so that you could love. Okay.
As also a representative of the middle class. This is where
Yeah.
they come in the middle ground, right?
Okay.
Is because I believe both can be true, right?
Right.
I believe people can be abusive of power and knowledge, and also still have faith and belief, right? So it's like it's
Yeah, but that's how you do it. You find that you give a person something to believe in.
yeah.
You know,
but I'm talking about
Let's see what he says here.
No, I'm just talking about personally because like not everything is a fucking scheme. Like I believe wholeheartedly that this world is ran like a business and people are trying to capitalize on everything and anything, right? But being a businessman and a man of faith, it's like you got to be able to navigate both waters, right? Like my faith is what gets me to survive in the business, right? Because if I got to rely on the business, guess what? I'm $50,000 in debt, living middle class, no job. I don't stand a chance. But since I got that faith in God, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
What happens if you had faith in yourself?
I do have faith in myself. But it's not alone, right? It's like I know who I am because I know who God is, right? And what He says about me.
Okay.
Right.
Here, just to bring this up. Okay. Then why would black people believe in Christianity? Because that was a religion given to us by our oppressors, given us to look at a certain way. There's just no way in the world that Jesus had blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay, and that's only so that the what do you call it when the manipulation can go.
But we talked about that before, right? I don't know if we're trying to.
No, so answer the question though.
Well,
Since you had time to think about it.
Jesus is from the Middle East.
So he couldn't have what? Blonde hair and blue eyes.
Right.
But why does the Bible show that picture? Manipulation.
I have a theory, right?
Oh, please.
And this is a pattern in our podcast. I have a lot of theories. I believe black people, slaves, to be specific, are the reason we have pure Christianity today.
Please enlighten me.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was
I
deep.
don't want to hear that.
Yeah, me too. That was
Right?
deep. Please.
So a lot of let's think about music for a second, right?
This is supposed to be my friend, y'all, but you know. Let's go. Please, go ahead. Please.
So let's talk about music for a second, right? A lot of the best music came from like people almost like out of necessity, right? They used what they had, they created beautiful music, right?
Okay.
So I believe that slaves and black people in America showed us the purest form of Christianity because they came from a deficit, kept the faith, and like I don't know, it just like showed like what it means to actually have faith in the worst of circumstances.
Yeah.
Because obviously some of the white guys back then weren't practicing what they preached because they were enslaving people. Okay.
And they were fucking them. Okay, so stop playing.
They had what we call jungle fever. Okay.
You call it. I don't know why you were calling it.
It's very racist. I don't subscribe to it.
Okay.
But,
you keep saying it.
But
Look towards the camera.
Yeah.
But no. So I mean, for them to actually hold on to their faith and what they believed, despite all the adversity they went through, I think that's what it means to have faith and believe in God.
Well, of course you would.
They showed us what it. I mean, that's the definition.
Of course you would.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, first of all, this wasn't being done to you. So let's be realistic about it.
Are you saying I've never went through anything?
No, I'm saying you've never been a slave.
Amen.
Okay,
Not yet.
but every people, every denomination of people have been. Slavery has been around since man has been around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every denomination of people have been slaves. All right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until that slavery came here that people became animals instead of slaves. Slaves in other countries you had to be able to afford. You had to keep them in a certain style. You couldn't make them walk out in the fucking snow with no shoes on and fucking plow your field.
Right.
Okay? You couldn't rape them with impunity. Okay? It just didn't work that way. Then you came over here and then people decided that here's the thing. We weren't the first slaves.
Right.
The first slaves were Indians, and then they left, and you couldn't make them slaves. Then they tried the Mexicans, same shit happened. So they got people from another country. and brought them over where they couldn't run. But then you changed our language and you changed the way we thought because we had a religion before we got here. Okay? So, my question still is the same. Okay? Why would we believe in a religion that was forced upon us instead of the religion that we had?
Alright. You got anything you want to say about it before I jump in here?
Well, I think that I have a very visceral, like, attachment to this situation.
See, visceral is a big word.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Visceral means like somebody says something and then you just hear it in your stomach and it fucking breaks your heart.
Right.
And my mother was mad at me when I was a kid, and there was a black fella standing on the corner, and she yelled the N-word at him just to like make me upset. And that fucking broke my heart. And it put me into a very weird place. And then the next weekend, we were sitting on the back stoop. Literally a fucking stoop. Not a porch, not a patio, fucking stoop. And my grandfather said the N-word. And I fucking lost my mind. I was like, dude, you're a fucking immigrant. Like,
Yeah.
Shut your fucking face.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
What gave you the wherewithal to know that was wrong? Like
Because 99% of my friends were black.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was fun. But the reaction that he had to me was not.
One of my best friends growing up, his dad was the racist as motherfucker I've ever seen. And he was that way until his daughter had a biracial child. Now he's not so racist. You know what I mean?
That's a reality
Because he
check.
has to now, if he wants to really be racist, he has to not love his grandchild.
Yeah.
Okay? And he couldn't do it. He had to love his grandchild, so he had to, you know. But until that point, I don't know.
Well, thinking about what you were saying about like slavery and things, is like it makes me think of that saying like, you know, most generations before ours had it worse, right? Everybody had it worse, right?
Yeah.
But even if I feel like it makes me think of war too. Like, so back in the day, there was rules of engagement, right? People followed certain principles. It wasn't always. I'm sure it was barbaric at times, but you know. So from what we know, the most recent slaves in America, it became pretty barbaric, right? It was like, it was ruthless. But I think nowadays we might see, there might be slavery, it just looks different, right? And we don't even know it. And not to compare them, say which one's worse or better.
I don't know.
But
It's coming. We're already there.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
I mean, they tricked us.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, a couple of surplus, a couple of fucking stimulus, a couple of fucking...
Made them all believe. But, you know, but the reality of the situation is this is the way it worked. In Louisiana, okay, it was never about your color, it was about your money, okay? Because they always had the poor white people, the uneducated white people fighting the black people for jobs.
right.
Okay, and let's say, you know...
Well, they were called indentured servants, the white
Well, there
people,
was white slaves, but
right.
we won't go there. We just say here that that if you paid me $8, then you wanted 10, because the white man wanted more than the black man. We fight over it to whereas nobody knew the job paid $20. I was happy to get my 8. You was happy to get your 10, and the rich man was like, oh, I'm paying these bitches nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the way it was.
Till they made white people police officers.
Well, and let me just tell you this. In Texas, one of the problems with racism in Texas is this. Okay, the way Texas did after the Civil War, okay, they ran around, the rich people, cotton was out, cows was coming in, okay, and they didn't want the poor people to understand what was going on. They want them to be scared of the black man. Oh my God, they're gonna rape the white women. They're coming. So you know what the government did? They took the Buffalo Soldiers and put them down there as policemen in Texas. Okay, they were the first real policemen in Texas. The Buffalo Soldiers. They were all black. And the reason they were all black was to show Texas they are part of the state of the United States and they're going to follow the rules. Okay, that didn't work. Those people were insulted. Okay, they were outraged. Okay, but the reality of the situation is that white men couldn't do the job at the time. Okay, because most of the white men were either businessmen, poor motherfuckers, or being talked into being cops or sheriffs because they didn't have skills. Okay, that's just simple as that. You'll never hear a rich man talk about racism unless it's to a poor person. Because guess what? Michael Jackson could have married anybody's daughter. Oh, he did. Elvis Presley's. Yeah. Okay? Think about that for a second.
Yeah, and she was fucking, what, 14?
Didn't matter, because everybody was happy. You know what I mean? And he should have been mad as a motherfucker, but they weren't, because it was all about money.
Right.
You see, it's always been all about money. Okay? Pause the thing so we can smoke a cigarette.
Do we pause, or
yeah, we gotta pause.
Are we done?
No, we ain't done. Pause the thing. We got 15, 20 minutes. Pause it. We can do it for a little bit longer.
Bo, where you at?
I want to smoke a goddamn cigarette.
I told you. See?
All right, we may be back. We probably will be. All right.
You know, we ain't picking no cotton though, because that shit ain't happening.
Speak for yourself.
Well, maybe you, but me, well, you know I'm lazy. Pick cotton. I picked cotton one time. Yeah, I was at JCPenney's.
I'm not gonna stop recording.
Sears.
The penny.
Yeah, I picked cotton at JCPenney's and Sears.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck, wow.
Do you have one more question on that?
No, these are, I asked them pretty much. Well, actually, I do have one more question. You want to? Well, let's go over one more question, then we'll end it.
All right, go.
Let's do that. All right.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Alrighty. All right. Here's our last question. 2 years at the attic. Biggest challenge.
To be very Francis with you, or Frank, however you prefer.
Ooh, Francis. I know you didn't know that.
Goddamn on point. Look at it. Bam, bam. It was just a matter of people that are for the cause or not. And, you know, that really kind of scarred my heart over the last couple of years. Like, you know, this shit's bigger than us. It doesn't matter if it's just you and me sitting here talking shit, smoking weed, and having a couple of shots. It's more about, like, yo, who do you got? Like, who do you want to bring in? Who do you want to give a sunshine stage to? You know, that's the whole move. And at the end of the 2 years, I think about Henry Allen, first pass regular, Neff Johnson.
I heard Henry was very funny.
He's phenomenal. He'll smoke anybody in this city, this state, this country. Neff Johnson, same thing. And, you know, such a good dude. And he's put on so much for the club. There's a percentage, you know, that's going to make the cut. So, after the first 2 years, you got 1 and 2. So, who's going to be number 3?
Hey, that's good. Okay.
I thought it was going to be, what's his name? Tyson.
Brendan Ridge? I understand. But, you know, I'm right here. We can talk
Brendan,
about it behind my back.
Oh, this most people did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you got anything else you want to say before?
Yeah, I have a question.
What you got, Pops?
Okay. What's it like to have to overcome so much to get where you're going?
Jesus Christ.
I think it's time.
Is it a fucking gag at this point?
Yeah, the fellow is a fucking hell of a question. You've been through a lot. okay, and you still rolling, but what happens to somebody else? What would you tell somebody else if you saw where they were going, and they were going to get where you were going, and they was having to go through some shit? What would you tell them?
Put your phone on vibrate. And
I gotta be honest, like, as much as I know that you're being respectful about that question, there is nothing I would tell anybody. I've curated every inch of this club and the comics that come in, and I cut people off and I put people on and I call people back and we do the thing, and you know, I'm very happy to see the people that have come through and do what they did, and I don't have any angst in anybody that came through and just had a bad set. Sometimes that happens, you know.
Right.
But I'll go back to these same folks every time, and frankly, I don't give a shit. Like, oh, you're a girlfriend of a comic, or you're a boyfriend of a comic. Like, fuck off. Like, on the real. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, if you're a girlfriend of the comic, then you should fucking buy your ticket.
Yeah, and fuck the comic.
Yeah.
Do your job, bitch.
oh, I land.
You said it, not me.
Yeah,
But you know, you were thinking.
he does get away with. We let him get away with the things we can't. All right.
But that being said, like, come on, man. Like, you guys know what you've done this entire time. You've done Dark Corners and BW3s. Fuck's sakes, you throw that fucking thing out the goddamn
It's mine,
window.
my show, my phone. But I didn't say shit when your phone rang and you answered it. I just say in America.
Sponsored
He's about to pass gas, America. He's about to put his spoon in his ass and fire it up.
All right, so
Okay.
to sum that up, I feel like you're saying put your money where your mouth is.
Get up there and do
Support
the
what
shit.
you believe in.
Listen, I don't really care a lot about a lot of things, okay? But here's the deal, okay? If you learn anything from our podcast, is number one, is go out and support your comedian friends. Go to the attic, okay? And see what it takes to be a comedian. If you're thinking about being one, get up on stage and see how it is. It ain't as easy as most people think it is, okay? Because you're raw. You're out there all by yourself. You're standing up there and nobody's there to help you. You know what I mean? And it takes a special type person to be able to do that type of shit. So, I'd like people to come out, go to the attic, because it's the first place I ever did comedy. You know what I mean?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, and also I won top dog, came in second before, next time. But, you know, I just want to toot my own little horn. But,
if you could come in fourth, I came in fourth. But but with that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
sure.
All right, Bo, we just want to say thank you.
We really appreciate you coming.
All you do, we got nice kick-based skateboards. My skateboard
t-shirt.
company T-shirt for you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, get this on tape.
Oh yeah, some shit we want to
If
keep.
you want to
Yeah,
get
this on tape.
You know,
It's the tape
it's all
is
it's
going.
rolling, bud.
Yeah, it's rolling.
Oh, it's rolling?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all you do, the influence you've had on us. And,
Holy smokes.
yeah.
And you've had a real
Thanks so
positive
much.
influence on us, and we really appreciate it because you have.
We
You
wouldn't
know
have
you
met
didn't-
each other
yeah.
without the addicts.
Yeah, and you wouldn't
Oh,
since you didn't know who the fuck I was, but that didn't matter.
Well,
I
I
hurt
tried
my
to block
feelings.
you out too.
I was
but,
very
you know.
sensitive. I'm very sensitive.
Yeah.
And he's very gay. So, you know, sensitive and gay. You
Any
know.
last words before we wrap up?
Okay, so nothing around you matters. Nothing. What you are matters. So do it. And if you have to take time to figure it out, then do that. If you have to take time to look back, then that's fine also. But at the same time, don't discount yourself, ever. But also, don't give yourself a fucking coupon for something you never earned.
For real.
Get your shit on point, and then come for the fucking business.
You heard it, huh, Miko?
Well,
Other than that, I just really, like, it's been I'm sorry my sinuses.
I can give you a tissue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really? Yes.
No, it's all good.
All right. Well, wait.
But other than that, when you see people that are chasing the dream and actually being authentic about it, do not fucking forget how goddamn disappointingly inauthentic that you might have been throughout your entire life. Vote and promote. Support the people that you love. If they have something that's outside of you, do the fucking thing.
Hey?
Do the fucking thing.
We'd just like to thank you all for being Christians and coming to this Christian fellowship.
That's been everybody last podcast. Until the next time.
All right.
We out.
Yeah, we're good.
We out.
Yeah.
Got me
So what do you
up
think?
all
So what do you
night.
think our podcast?
Oh, this is fun, man.
Oh.
This is great.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had a good time. I'm glad you got to say some shit. And I'm glad you got to tell Brendan which kind of fucked it up person he
I'm
was.
gonna go with that. Okay.
Again,
You have fun
got
talking
like a
shit.
urinary tract infection. But you keep running in the bathroom. I'm like 1,000 and I ain't went once and you went 7 times. That's what people have when they have chlamydia.
We got the chlamyds.
Yeah.
We got the middle of the clamp.
He says he can still hear you. Well, let's fire up.
Boy, you got that fucking.
Yeah, let's see the wine here. See, yes, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to read that bullshit. That's terrible. He writes like a girl.
That's okay.
Well, you can get him a girlfriend next year. Cause it's over this year, but next year we're gonna get him one, and she's gonna tell the whole world.
Why not?
Hey, I don't give a fuck. He's still my boy. He just don't want to admit it, and I want to be right. Yeah, that's something to do. This this podcast is something for us. It's different because we let everybody be them. Yeah, and we ask, questions like God and do you believe in people from another planet, extraterrestrials?
That'd be a whole waste of space.
If there wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I do too. I think it's just so much out there. You know what I mean? There's just no way. Even if we were an accident, it had to happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Been there.
And they probably won't look like us because it was a different environment. You know what I mean? Stress environments makes, what do you call them people? Species. And that's how you make a species. You stress the other species out to where they have to evolve. You know? And see, that's why I'm better looking than Brendan. Because I evolved.
I'll never be.
Well, I was 5'2" and I was from a white man from El Paso for a very long time. And then,
Down in West Texas, town called El Paso.
I got a big dick and I thought, well.
A Mexican girl.
Oh, shit.
So I'll just say, I heard you say you gotta stress one species out so they can evolve, which is why I'm so evolved because you stress me out so much.
Yeah, we said you were involved. That's what we said. You were evolved.
I wasn't asking. I was just saying.
I'm just saying we were saying something totally different while you were in the bathroom, and it wasn't me. It was Bo.
Can we smoke a cigarette outside?
Yeah. If you smoke one in here, you had to kill him. Oh my God.
Oh, you know.
Down in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
I heard that. I like senoritas too. Read it on first of us.
Stop calling white people